Hey everybody, this is Justin with Sinnard Technologies, and I was just going to kind of give you an update today of what I'm working on today I'm doing some work on my app PumpBell, and I am setting up notifications to send emails, not only notify them through a notification say in their phones. I had that all set up and it seems to be working correctly, so now I'm moving on to setting up email notifications, email notifications, and this is for like say, let's say a user hasn't worked out in 2 days or 3 days, it'll send them a notification and then it'll send them an email, kind of giving them a nudge saying, "Hey man, you haven't worked out in a while. You should, get back to it," and try to motivate them to keep working out. It also does notifications if they're doing a good job. They worked out 3 times in a week. They usually get something that says that. They'll also get an email about their workout summaries and things of that nature. And how this process kind of works is in this here is the server itself. The server information is all processed here. And essentially what happens is if you're on your phones and like you complete a workout, we record that workout, it gets sent to the server here on controllers, and these are different controllers you can use. And then once it hits the controller then takes that data, saves it, and then there's a job that runs periodically that then, or sorry, the controller then grabs it, saves it, and there's a job that runs periodically that takes that data, makes it into an object or a user or a form that I want to use it in, and then it then creates that job, and then the next job will then take that data and process it to see if they've been inactive, if they completed the workouts, if they're doing a good job, working out like they should be, and then does something with it, right? And we could test that through what I call Swagger. And these are all the different controllers that you can are built on the server itself. And these all do a server function. You can reset passwords, login information, password reset request. Um, and I built one controller specifically for things that are harder to test, and I call that the debug controller. And this is one of those things that's kind of hard to test. And right now, I just created the email itself, and I created a test controller quick, which is here, to quickly be able to test each email, to get the email sent, and I can look at it and see if it looks nice or looks nice enough for now, um, and make sure it's working before we actually implement it into our um, dispatch notification job that it will be here. So essentially what happens is when I come inside here, I can then take and try it out, right? So I'm going to call this controller. It's going to send this JSON data to the controller, and then it's going to do something with it, right? So I'm going to say try it out. I'm going to execute, and then it says it successfully executed it. So that means from here, it called the server, it hit that controller, and this will be this endpoint that it hits, and I did something with it. And we should receive the email, which we did here. And I've been testing it for a while now. We had a bunch of them come through, and it seems to be working. And now the rest of the day, I'm going to be doing some cleanup work on this dispatch job itself. I don't like. Where's my notifications? It's not really I don't like. For good architecture of this kind of stuff, right now I was kind of hard coding the different activity types um, on the server itself to quickly get something done inside there. But now it's going to be cleanup time. I'm going to switch these string types into enum types. And this is for readability. And like, let's say the next guy that's working on this can easily find a list somewhere of the different types as opposed to just winging it and then putting a string inside there. It sets a standard of this is what the type is, and this is what you're available to you, what you can check against, right? So it makes it easier to figure out the code later. So I'm going to clean that up. And then another reason why we're going to do enum types is because when we send the notification here, um, right now we get the message type and it sends the notification. But we're going to have to set this up to be a switch statement that is going to be here. And then it can check against each enum type, and each enum type will be checked. If it is that enum type, then it will then send a certain type of email from my Postmark server, depending on what type it is. Or that job runs, and then you have to send it to it and like, hey, send this one. So that'll be what I'm working on the rest of the day and getting that set up, tested, make sure it's functioning. And then from there, I'll get it on the live server. Just giving you a heads up what I'm working on. If you're looking for any app development, I'm in the Oshkosh, Wisconsin, Fox Valley area, local, and we can get something set up to help you build your app. If you're nervous about maybe saying your idea, I do have NDA agreements available, and you can just shoot me the idea and let me know that you want an NDA agreement, and we can have you both sign that, and we'll move forward from there. Otherwise, I'm going to continue working, and you all have a good day. Thanks for watching.